Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing the ending for Yoji's route. So, he called us in a tizzy, and now we're in the weekend after that call, and we don't know what it is, but I am hoping that they're going to redeem themselves and make me not be mad at this route, and Satake is going to, own up to what he fucking did. You know what I mean? Because, I'm not satisfied with, fucking Yoji going down for this shit. Again, if Satake was like, oh my god, blah, 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 I can't, but I need to own up to my mistakes, and Yoji was like, no, we're gonna keep things the way they are, I'd still be mad, because I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? But at least it would make more sense. But Satake being like, no, you can't, I have a wife and a job, what about my job? What the fuck, you selfish prick? I'll give it a pass. Though, I'll be like, okay, all right. If he went home, thought about it, and then was like, no, I need to own up, and now he's manning up to what he did. You know what? Then good for him. Okay? But I still stand by being mad, because I have every right to have been mad at what the fuck they were doing, because I didn't know they were going to do this. So, hey, that's what this is for. But, Jesus Christ. Kobase just going to fucking go down for this. Come on. That's not. Still, it's not noble. It's stupid. All right, there is a line. There is a fine line between a noble sacrifice and Jesus Christ. Now you're just an idiot. And he kind of was crossing into that you're an idiot. I still love the man, don't get me wrong, but he needs a smack. I'm assuming that night on the couch, we at least had sex with him. So it was like, I want to smack you, kiss you, and fuck you. Well, I'm pretty sure we got kissed and fucked, so, if we're fixing things, then maybe I won't smack him, but I'm still holding. I'm still reserving the right to smack this man. Anyway, the weekend after that call, I met with Director Kobase and traveled with him back to his hometown. Also, you have boned this man enough that you should be calling him by his first fucking name at this point. Stop it. I want you to come along this time. When I asked him for more details, he said that his friend called and asked Kobase to come with him to the victim's house. Okay, he's gonna own up. He calmed down after everything and said he had thought some things through. I could speak. He realized that he wanted to live an honest life, one that his wife and child could be proud of. Good for him. But he wasn't brave enough to do it alone. I want to apologize too, so I was wondering if you'd be willing to join us. As soon as he said I could join him, I was all in. It was important to me to see this through. Also, he just wants us to be there to support him, and that's adorable. Surprised by the sudden turn of events, I told him I'd gladly accompany him. Good! This is exactly how it should be. Okay, all right. Again, I still stand by all my comments that I made, because those are my valid thoughts. But I'm glad that they turned it around, and I'll take back I'm disappointed in this route. They turned it around at the end, so okay. My disappointment has been nullified. I feel better about it. Standing next to his anxious old friend, I spied the always calm and collected Director Kobase. I was happy to be there, but was it really okay for me to join them? To hide my nerves, I quietly took a deep breath. Director Kobase spotted me and called out, "I'm sorry for asking you to do this. I don't know how things will shake out, so stay close." Taking his words to heart, I followed right behind him. After a bit of walking, we arrived at a family restaurant. Upon entering, we noticed a person sitting in the back that appeared to be the same age as Director Kobase. Permanent bitch face on this girl. The woman from before was there, too. Oh, they asked to meet at the restaurant. Okay, I was like, does their family own it? Again, okay. What I will give a fail on this route is the fact that, at work, calling him Director Kobase or whatever makes sense. And, every once in a while calling about, but like at this point, when she's just in her monologue and like alone with him, she should not be calling him Director Kabase. You fucked this man. You can call him by his first name now. Especially when you're alone with him and you're thinking about him. Like, it's weird. Like, you know? Because I don't feel like, well, maybe I'm misremembering. I just feel like it's kind of like, it always annoyed me when I played Tears of Themis that she would always call, it would always be Mr. Wing and Dr. Richter. Are you not sleeping with these men? Are you not like dating them? Like, are we in a clinical set? You don't need to be calling them. It's at work? Yes. But otherwise, stop always. And I hate that the translators do this. I don't care if in the original language it's like you've got the proper, okay, but like you realize that you are translating this for Western audiences, and it's awkward as fuck when you're like dating someone and you're calling them Mr. Wing. I'm sorry. Unless we're getting a little freaky and we're having a little fun time, you don't call your boyfriend. That's fucking weird. At work, maybe you'd be formal like this. So, like, at this point, it's just weird to be calling him Director Kawase, like, when we're on a personal business and you have boned this man, and we are in love with him, and I'm pretty sure we're fucking like, but he's also still calling us Amasawa half the time, and that's fucking weird too. And it's an odd choice, is all I'm saying. It's an odd choice for the game in general to keep going with the formalities when we're not in formal situations. You know what I mean? But I don't recall though with Saotome or what's his face? Like, if we, like, we didn't, I don't think we fucked him as soon, but, like, I don't think we were, like, I don't remember where we switched over. Like, you know what I mean? Of after she fucked them, she was still calling them by their last names. Like, yes, maybe at work, but, like, in personal lives, I don't think she still was, but maybe she was? But I think it bothers me because it's not just calling him Kobase, we're calling him Director Kobase, and it's still like the like Dr. Richter, Mr. Wing, stop it. Stop it. It is one thing if you've always called someone by their last name, like that's, but like putting the Mr. or Doctor in front is a little fucking bizarre. So like, it's just bizarre. And it's the one thing that is like, please stop doing that. Like, I think I could have handled her call the last name thing. I still would have been like, is this really? But like, okay, but the director part is like way too. There is a formal calling people by their last name, and then there is calling someone director last name. Like it's just odd at this point. I don't know. So like, but that's just a minor nitpick. It's something that bothers me. And it's a stupid thing that bothers me. You know what I mean? Anyway. Hey, you can do this. Oh, right, we're Kobase now, I forgot. My old friend stood next to me. He sweat profusely and shook uncontrollably. Oh, no, okay, that's right. I was like, he sweat profusely? Like, he was sweating, or, no, he sweat profusely and shook uncontrollably. That does make sense. It just didn't seem like it did at first. I put my hand on his back lightly, hoping to encourage him. I'm so sorry. I have no excuse for hiding the truth from you for so long. Now that I have a family of my own, I understand. I know I have to be the one to atone for my sins. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to own up to what I've done. And I'm sorry for causing that terrible accident. From the way his hands shook, I could tell his apology came from the bottom of his troubled heart. I mean, okay, let's be honest. I'll be honest. I'm pissed at Satake. I was pissed at him for, like, the way they made him and him being like, I can't, I got a wife and a kid on the way, and like, what the fuck? But they never made it seem like he didn't give a fuck about the accident. You know what I mean? He was just being extremely fucking selfish. But they always made it seem like he cared that this happened, but not enough. He didn't care enough about his friend to own up to it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't think I ever was doubting that, like, he felt bad about what he did. He just didn't feel bad about what he was doing to our marshmallow. You know? I mean, I guess he did feel bad, but not bad enough to own up. But yes, now he does, so it's okay. We forgive him. Forgive the game for making me a little bit mad. Anyway. But also, good job making me mad, game. Like, I like it when games make me emotional, like whether I'm happy or sad or angry. And not angry like, what the fuck are you doing? This is the dumbest thing ever. It's like, why would you do that? I can't even handle it. People are being stupid. Like, this is the good kind of angry. I bowed deeply, too, without saying a word. This... How could you do this to us? You lived in peace and enjoyed your life. Do you know how much pain you caused my brother and I? Okay, but here's the thing. It's not like it was a hit and run and they only found out recently. Like, Kobase went to jail for this man. You know what I mean? So it's not like she's just not comprehending that they weren't just like, cool, peace, whatevs. I mean, yes, this man didn't. Okay, so, but again, Kobase went to jail and she still thinks that he paid no consequences. Like, not the same lingering consequences that her brothers dealt with, sure, but you don't know about somebody's mental or emotional turmoil that they went through after causing this accident, but he did. It's not like he got off scot-free where the cops were like, be careful next time, and whatever, your brother's a cripple now, who cares? You know what I mean? Nobody was insensitive like that. You know what I mean? They're like, you caused this kid harm, he could be permanently disabled now, or he's just somehow partially incapacitated. We don't know what's happened to him, but you went to jail for it. So it's not like nobody ever paid a price for it, you know? They weren't laughing at this kid look at his legs all mangled. That's so funny. Anyway, somebody paid for it. So she's a little misguided here. I still hate this bitch, to be fair. I mean, again, I understand her anger, but it's been so long that it's you should have been able to think sort of rationally on occasion. Now you think you could come here and apologize and be forgiven so easily? Even if they tried this after it happened, you wouldn't have forgiven them because you're kind of being a bitch about the whole thing. As she shrieked, tears welled up in her eyes, and her clenched fists grew white. Maybe let your brother speak for himself. I know. Provoked by... Oh, God, no, I keep reading it like me. Provoked by his weak response, the woman stood up with a cup of water in her hand, intending to pour it on my friend. I wasn't sure if I should protect him or just let her have her way, but before I could do anything, she spoke again. And why? Why do you act like we're the bad guys here? And then suddenly... Okay, Murata is her brother. Stop! It was the victim, Murata. He grabbed his sister by the hand and shook his head. That's enough. I don't want to see anybody else get hurt. He's supposed to be our age, but he sounds like a 12-year-old, but whatever. Okay, not really, but, he sounds younger, but still. I don't have enough voices. He turned to face us before continuing in a hushed voice. I've lived with the effects of that accident since it happened, and I started out in a wheelchair, unable to walk at all. See? That's bad. Hard as it was for me, it was harder still to know the toll it took on my family. The cane he held was old and scratched. It was like it was decorated with marks of the world he'd seen with it. It wouldn't be right to let you off the hook for what you did, but... It was you, wasn't it? You were the one who kept sending me apology letters stuffed with cash. What's this? No, we never received anything from him! Well, I refused the letters at first, but... They kept coming and coming. The hospital said there was no one to return them to. Your sister didn't know that... I'm not sure he said you're the one who was paying. I don't know if Satake was. I'm assuming it was Kobase that was doing it, because he's the one that has a job with money, and Satake was like, it's so hard to find a job and whatever, but regardless. So, the brother was originally refusing them, but then obviously was taking them and just keeping them, and it's you have hospital business. So Somebody was trying to make amends. You were hiding it, and yeah, you are the assholes here. It's not like he never tried to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just like I went to jail for doing this. One of them, again, I'm still assuming it's our marshmallow, was sending you money to try to help with probably the hospital bills, okay, to do as best they could, and you just hid that from everybody, and then you don't get the right to be fucking pissed. I mean, yes, you do, obviously. You were injured and, like, permanently handicapped because of this, but again, nobody got off scot-free here. What the fuck? Like, it's one thing to be like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want your help. I don't want anything to do with you. And whatever. That's his choice to make. But then you tell your family, like, my family was so stressed out about everything and the money and whatever. And it's like, and that's why someone was helping you with the bills and you were refusing to take it or use it. And then you're going to be mad that nobody paid any consequences when they were trying. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me? The fuck here? Nobody's innocent in this, but like, why in the world they decided to make this victim and the family the biggest douchebags when you should really be like, oh my god, this poor kid, oh my god, everything he had to deal with and all this stuff, and you're like, what the actual fuck? Why are you making me hate on a poor kid that was injured and his sister for being a bitch about everything when, like, they have a right to be upset about what happened, but you were trying and they're still being cunts about it? Like, you know what? I feel like a big asshole for being pissed at these two, but like, am I just a big ass? I mean, yes, I'm a big asshole, but like in this instant, it's like, you people were trying to help you. What the fuck? Like, they were trying to make amends for what happened. And, like, nothing's ever gonna fix it. But, like, you don't get to act holier than thou when, like, and, like, they never paid they weren't doing anything when they were. And you were just shoveling it under the rug. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. You know what? Bravo to the writing in this for making me, like, so fucking mad and wanting to just yeet everything and be like, why is everyone stupid in this? But, like, what the fuck? Jesus! To be fair, the motivations in all the side characters are really fucking bonkers in all of these, you know? Murata pulled out a large stack of envelopes from his bag. They're all signed Kobase. But eventually I realized only some were from the real Kobase. I had a feeling there was something strange going on. And the handwriting on the letters was completely different. Oh, okay, then I still feel bad a little bit about being Satake's a douche and being selfish. Because he was probably sending the kid money. Oh, that's actually kind of sweet. But also you were going to let Kobase's life be ruined. So, like, still think you're a bit of a dick for that. He came around, but that moment he was still a dick. At these words, I saw Satake nod his bowed head through sobs. I never knew that Satake was sending letters the whole time. Well, I mean, he was doing right by what he did, so good for him. So please, lift your head. After the accident, I told myself I'd never forgive the person who did this to me. These past years I've spent together with my family, it's changed my way of thinking. We've all suffered enough. Let's put the burdens of the past behind us. The young man smiled softly and gently rubbed Satake's back while he continued crying. I should tell you, my life's a whole lot better than it used to be. And then Murata told us about the girl he met during rehabilitation. And see, you should be thanking... I'm just kidding. You should be thanking Satake for breaking both your fucking legs. You never would have met this girl. I'm just kidding. That's now that makes me a big fucking asshole. Could you imagine? He beamed as he told us about the new life he planned on starting with her. You're going to marry her? Yes, and if it hadn't been for the accident, I never would have met her. That's my way of looking at it, at least. See, look, he's mad about the accident. Again, he has every right to be, but he's trying to find the bright side of things and going, you know what, if the accident hadn't happened, I wouldn't have met this girl and things wouldn't have been like this. And, somebody was actually trying to make amends, at least. So, like, he's looking at the bigger picture and being like, I'm still mad about what happened. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, woohoo! Broke both my legs, took forever, didn't think I'd be able to walk again. Awesome. Love being on the struggle bus. Nobody likes being on the struggle bus. And in the midst of it, you're pissed off and angry. But once you get past the worst of it, you look back and you're like, he could have been worse. I could be dead. And this is still not great, but here's all the plus things. And you look at the brighter side of things, so you're not a miserable cunt like his sister. Okay? Again, she has every right to be mad, but she has yet to ever she is still living in the midst of that moment where everything was awful and has never ever gotten past that. And at some point, you have to get past the most miserable thing and go, okay, we're past the most miserable. And while that's still bad and you don't have to like it and you can still be a little like, fuck that guy about it. Look at all the bright side of things. Your brother's happy. He can actually walk. Yeah, with a cane. But okay, he can clearly walk now at least. And shit's difficult for him and everything. But like, he met the love of his life and he's getting married and he's happy. And that's the fucking part that matters. Not your feelings. She's selfish. She is more selfish than Satake. To be fair, there's a lot of fucking selfish people here. And meanwhile, then you have Kobase, who's the most selfless fucking person and would probably give all of his lungs and kidneys to everybody at this motherfucking table and die for it because, whatevs, it's just a Tuesday. I'm gonna smack the marshmallow again. Anyway. It was as though the earnest smile on his face released the chains binding us, link by link. And maybe your sister and you should, again, communication. If you and your sister had spoken, we wouldn't be here. But then there'd be no plot in this route, so fair. His sister's whole body relaxed and the color in her knuckles returned. And sis, the thing you did to Kobase's company went too far. Yeah, it did. Call her out. I'll go and apologize directly. Good for you. Look, she's not permanently pissed now. Honestly, it was enough to get you sued. If the company wanted to take legal action... hang on a minute. It was our past mistakes that caused all of this. Your apology is more than enough. Actually, if you could just send a company-wide email and be like, whoops, wrong person, my bad. And there's no need to out yourself and apologize to the company. She was stunned for a moment, then bowed deeply. First to me, and then to Amasawa. The moment she lifted her head, it felt like we were all free. Finally, it was over. Imagine, though, all the hospital bills and stuff he had. I'm guessing in Japan it ain't like the fucking US where, like, somebody injures you in an accident and it's like, well, you're broke forever. You're gonna have to sell both of your fucking kidneys. And then they're gonna charge you for the surgery for selling your kidneys. And then you're gonna get taxed on selling your kidneys. So, like, go fuck yourself. You should have died in that accident, kid. Because, like, you're basically going to wish you were dead with all the hospital bills you're going to get. But imagine somebody trying to send you money to help with whatever as, like, you know what, and then just being like, I just saved them for the last decade plus. Imagine that! Imagine! Not digging into that and being like, I could use this money to help pay bills. Nah, man. What the fuck? Is that what universal healthcare is like? Jesus Christ, that kid would be like owing billions to the fucking insurance companies right about now. Jesus. I think it's me now. We left shortly afterwards. Kabase wanted to talk more with Satake, but Satake said he wanted to hurry home to see his family. The two embraced and agreed to see each other again soon. When it was just the two of us, the victim's sister came out to see us. What is it, Miss Murata? I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. Really. If anyone's at fault here, it's Satake and I. You're a victim. No, I don't think that's right. Truthfully, I think I always envied you. Huh? Yeah, huh? I spent all my time blaming my unhappiness on what happened. But before I knew it, everyone else had moved on. I mean, look at my brother. He's thinking about getting married. I told myself I was trapped, but in the end, that was just an excuse to blame someone else for my unhappiness. You know, though, I'll give her credit. For as much of a cunt as she's been this whole time, and she is finally now in this moment when her brother's like, look, I'm going to marry that girl and everything's cool. And she's like, what? All of her crazy and all of the anger that she has been, she's just like, poof, gone. And she's like, you know what? Some self-reflection. And she did that in the span of 10 motherfucking minutes. Most people can't do that in 10 years. So good for her, I guess. Damn, she's made more progress than I think I ever have in my entire life, and she did it in 5 minutes. Shit. All right, bravo, girl. Again, we don't have the time to go to therapy with her, but, you know, fine. Because of what happened to my brother, I felt I had no choice but to become a nurse. But I'm constantly encouraged by the people who are working so hard to recover, and their gratitude brings me joy. I really do enjoy it. Maybe I should enjoy the rest of my life, too. I think it's time to open myself up and see what this world has to offer. Yeah, before you kill yourself and give yourself, I mean, literally by a heart attack. You're gonna give yourself a heart attack being this angry all the time. So, thank you. After that, she left with a smile, saying she wanted to support Starcy however she could. Like, again, I'm really glad she, like, got years worth of therapy in a matter of 5 minutes. As unrealistic as that is. Like, good for her for that growth, though. Okay. It's such a nice smile. If she can finally smile like that, then I suppose it really is over. And seeing as she's cheering us on, we really can't let a Starcy get shut down now. I agreed wholeheartedly, and Kobase smiled at me. This route was an emotional turmoil ride of, like, me wanting to punch people and making me angry. Again, good job for writing to the point where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. This is just, like, whatever. Instead of being like that, it's like, why do I want to punch everyone? You're all idiots! Damn it! Just so intensely angry. And, you know, when you have any kind of, like, intense emotions about that's good writing. Like, I'm gonna die, it's so beautiful, or like you're gonna cry because it's devastating, or you're like, I need to go drink because it made me depressed, or whatever, or you're like, this made me so angry, everyone's acting like a bunch of morons. We're all acting like a bag of idiots. Yeah, you know, it's good. It gives you the feels, as opposed to being like, none of this makes any sense, like, whatever, anyway. And you're just kind of like bored and unfeeling, you know? And so on Monday, the week began anew. That day we received a polite email from Miss Murata to our company info address. The message articulated Director Komase's innocence in the accident. The whispers about Director Komase disappeared as quickly as they came. That was nice of her, because he said you don't have to, but she did. Komase's suspension was lifted the same day, and he promptly attended a meeting with the board. The directors of the other departments sat in the conference room with furrowed brows. Allow me to personally apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused to all of you. I'm well aware that this means people will be watching me with an even more critical eye from now on. Director Komase pushed up his glasses. Oh, the glasses stay on during sex. I promise to prove my worth to the company in the coming days and months ahead. With President Imura urging them on, the other managers reluctantly nodded along. President Imura approached me before I left. Looks like I was right about you after all. I knew his words carried a deeper meaning, but I smiled innocently back at him, pretending not to know what he meant. When we returned to our desks, we were met with loud applause. Welcome back, Director Kobase! Director Kobase smirked, raising his hands to calm the raucous applause. And just because I was absent for a while doesn't mean I'm gonna take it easy on you guys. Now quiet down, will ya? He clicked his tongue, but his grin revealed his unexpressed joy. Look at Mr. Grumpy Face over here. He can say whatever they want. Yeah, it's not like you to be so shy, Director. Saltame and Minato took turns poking Kabase's shoulder. Unbelievable. I'm barely gone and you guys think you run the place. Aww. Director Kabase ruffled their hair in playful frustration. Oh, this is so cute. I'm so glad. It feels like things are finally back to normal. Always smiled as she watched the three of them tease each other. I think this calls for a celebratory drink. What do you guys say? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hell is frozen over. Oh god, we all died somehow. That girl murdered us. Our plan backfired at killing her. We didn't have to kill her, but I'm just saying, you know. The plan backfired, though, and she killed us because there is no way in hell Minato would be saying we should go out for drinks unless we were all dead and hell froze over. Everyone froze, floored by Minato's sudden suggestion. See, everybody sees there's a glitch in the Matrix. What the heck, Ko? You got a fever or something? Satome leaned forward to touch Minato's forehead, but Minato quickly slapped his hand away. What? I like going out for drinks as much as the next guy. I like the sound of that. You're coming too, right, director? I mean, you're the man of honor, so. Of course. I'd say I owe you all a couple of drinks to make up for all the trouble. Ooh, let's drink! Satome and Minato stared at Oe with frightened, narrowed eyes. I love the fact that she is like the closet alcoholic. But she's also the party girl, and you take her out, and she's going to be on that table. As soon as the evening plans were decided, everyone headed back to their desks to finish their work. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Let's go! I realized I'd better get back to work, too. I returned to my desk with renewed vigor, excited to be back at work. Then, when the workday was done, we gathered our things and got ready to walk to the bar. Well, what do you guys think? Time to go? I'm ready to go, but we can't leave without the director, right? Looks like his bags are still here. I was so focused on my work, I hadn't noticed he left. I offered to go look for him. You're gonna go find him? Yeah, that's probably for the best. We'll see you over there, then. Once you find him, you both better hurry your asses over. With that, the three of them left for the bar. Alone, I searched for Director Kobase. Try the roof. I looked all over the building, but Kobase was nowhere to be found. It wasn't a big office, and I didn't think he would leave without his bag. There was only one other place I could think of. Smoking on the roof. When I reached the rooftop, the sun had just set and the stars were twinkling above the city lights. Then... Oh, it's you. What's up? Oh, right. Everyone's heading out for drinks, huh? I moved closer to him. I wanted to see his smiling face clearly. What is it? The others will be upset if we don't get there soon. We have time for a quickie in the elevator. As he spoke, his smile faded and he suddenly grew serious. I know this is a little late, but I owe you a lot. I was able to come back because of you. It looked like a fire had been lit inside of his sharp eyes. I told him how happy I was to work with him again from the bottom of my heart. I'm just itching to make impossible demands of you again. Oh, and then you can punish me when I do things wrong, right? His eyes bewitched me, and I took a step back. No, I'm not letting you get away now. Oh, is this our final CG? He closed the distance between us with a devilish grin. Do right by me, game, because you've been kind of like about his CGs, and it's disappointing. It doesn't look like him, but I'll allow it because it's not bad. But it just looks like a character from a different game that then you put together and you're like, this guy, and where you'd be like, it's the same picture. You know what I mean? But it does, you know what I mean? Where it's like some guy named Tom in a different Otome game, and you put them together and him next to Kobase, and you're like, why do they kind of give me the same vibes, but they're different characters in different games, and it's totally different art, but they're, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not complaining, I don't mind this one. But it also doesn't look like him. But then again, look at Minato's fucking sexy time CG. It didn't look like him either, but anyway. The director's eyes glowed faintly, reflecting the city lights as he came closer. I couldn't take my gaze off him, and before I knew it, his lips brushed gently against mine. He also looks like so much younger in this. I think that's what it is. I'm not moaning for them. I doubted anyone would come to the rooftop at this hour, or that anyone in the nearby buildings was watching. Even if they are, who cares? They're watching and like, ooh, look at them having a work affair. No one's going to say anything. But I was still embarrassed to do this in public. Seeing that I was about to pull away from him, he placed his arms around my waist to keep me firmly in place. Just a little more, okay? What, you don't want to be alone with me? Oh God, I do. Without waiting for my response, he kissed me again, slightly longer than the last kiss. Oh, he is definitely... Oh, he's moaning for realsies. Wow, there's umming and ahhing. Oh. The cool night breeze felt pleasant on my skin as my body rushed with heat. Just as I felt myself falling into a trance, our lips separated. I think we better get moving before they really get mad at us. And we'll continue this later tonight. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We're so getting boned tonight. Flashing one last mischievous grin, he walked downstairs. I took a deep breath and followed, doing everything I could to hide my flushed cheeks. Love it. Love it. Was that it? Nope. I was like, seems kind of like that could be the end, but it also kind of seems like a cliffhanger of like going out with people, but, you know, okay. Celebrating the competition's completion and Director Kobase's return made for a lively evening. Well, that's true. We didn't have the wrap-up of... And then everything went awesome, and then blah, 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 like, which would be the after-credit thing. Okay. As the party wound down, we said our goodbyes in front of Evergreen. Naturally, Kobase and I shared a taxi back to his house. I drank too much tonight. Well, you better be able to perform adequately, sir. I haven't had that much fun in a long time. Oh, we're gonna keep it going. Director Kobase collapsed on the couch, loosening his tie as he did so. Smiling at him, I grabbed a bottle of water from the refrigerator and handed it to him. Thank you. After taking a sip, he beckoned me to sit next to him, or in his lap. I felt nervous, which in no way helped by how much we had to drink, but I tried to think of a conversation topic. I decided to take the plunge and ask him something that had been on my mind. Now that he was drunk, I figured I could get a straight answer out of him. People from his past said he was a punk. I asked if he had any pictures from back then. I love that's the question she goes to. She's like, you got any pictures from when you were like a punk kid? A picture? I'm not sure. I poked his waist teasingly, and the director mumbled before reluctantly pulling out his phone. My friend recently got married and asked me to look for some old photos. Curious, I peeked at his screen to see a young Kobase with his hair bleached blonde. Oh my god, you can't not show us this! Had I met him back then, I probably would have been more scared to approach him than I was when I first started working with him. It's the whole, because he's bleached blonde, but it's the scowl face, but it's just so funny that the combination is like, oh, he's so intimidating. But the boy in the picture bore no resemblance to the adorable, red-faced, drunk Kobase sitting next to me. I couldn't help but chuckle when comparing the two. Hey, what's so funny? He put on his most convincing tough guy voice before pulling me toward him and wrapping me snugly in his arms. Sitting on his lap, I grew hot with embarrassment. Oh, it's not embarrassment that's what's hot, girl. If you won't tell me why you laughed, I'll just have to make you tell me. How about this? And then some moaning, oh. As he kissed my ear from behind, my body tingled and I gasped softly. Refuse to tell him because he's just going to keep going and he's going to, like, torture you and it's going to be so good. When we're this close, it's easy to know what you like. Come on, say it. Or do I need to keep going? God, yes. His hand slid down and stroked my inner thigh. When I thought about the night ahead, I felt dizzy. You already know what to expect because it's not like you haven't done them before. Knowing I couldn't take much more, I told him why I'd laughed. Oh, no, I wouldn't tell him. Oh? Because I'm cute now? You might want to get your eyes checked. Does that mean you used to be scared of me? But you love every part of me now? Prove it with a kiss. Look at you, you flirty, sexy bastard. I love it. He beamed at me, and my love for him only grew. I turned around and kissed him softly. You really are adorable. Thanks to you, this weight I've carried for years has been lifted. I really can't thank you enough. I know how you can start, though. Let's move this into the bedroom. As he said that, he nuzzled his face into my hair. Although you nuzzling me like that is adorable and adequate, but let's just keep this going. Knowing that I could help him made joy spring from every part of my body. I murmured that I wanted to help in all parts of his life. Well, don't you look satisfied with yourself? What was that? You want to support me in the office and at home? Sorry, I wasn't making fun of you. Okay? In that case, I'll be counting on you. Those words made me happier than anything. Now that things have settled down, we'll finally have to take that drive date. You said you wanted to go to the beach together, right? Well, let's do it then. We'll enjoy the ocean breeze and get some fresh seafood. Hearing me included in his future plans made a wide smile stretch across my face. And come to think of it, we never really did that, huh? A proper date, I mean. Back in the spring, when I got transferred to his department, it would never have occurred to me that Director Kobase and I would end up like this. Oh, it occurred to me. Well, not like this. I was thinking on the desk, in the elevator, all different places. But also this. This works. I was too scared to even speak with him. But now we were planning a date together. It was enough to make my heart sing. I placed my hand over his, and he tilted his head curiously. What is it? Having him so close put my heart at ease. Hey, Omasawa. He gripped my shoulders firmly and locked me in his gaze. It's taken me a long time to say it, but I just want you to know, and I'm sure I'll end up causing trouble for you again, but no matter what happens, I'll never let you go. I'll always be here to protect you. Same, Marshmallow, same. So from now on, will you stay by my side, Spacey? It's about time you call me by my first motherfucking name. Doing my best to stifle tears of joy, I told him with the utmost certainty that I'd love nothing more than to be by his side forever. Work, love, life, all of it. I wanted to share everything this life has to offer with him. How adorable. As soon as I finished speaking, he wrapped his arms around me, pulling me flush against him. Oh, there's lots of moaning now, okay. His kiss was longer and deeper than usual. I grabbed at the edges of his jacket and let out a little squeak of joy. He wasn't wearing a jacket, but okay. How can you be so cute? Oh, no, there's another CG. Okay. Oh, there's some hands and thighs. He chuckled before pushing me down onto the couch. I wanted to be gentle with you, but... No, don't be. Oh, hi. I can't help myself when I'm around you. I can't hold back anymore. His soft lips enveloped mine hungrily. Oh, I'm not moaning, but damn. You know what? Okay. Here and here. You're so soft and so warm. And this... You want me, don't you? God, yes! How many times do I have to say it? I promise not to let you down. Oh, I bet you won't. My heart spiked and his cool fingers began exploring the contours of my body. Oh, dear God. Heat coursed through me. I trembled at his every touch. I like that this is now we're getting the intensity, but it's like, it's not like we haven't done this before. Because, like, I'm sorry, you're trying to tell me we didn't fuck around that night? Give me a break. Or the other night on the couch? Give me a break. I know we did this, man. Oh, I can't sigh like him right now. Oh, the shirt's coming undone. Oh, okay. No. Put the glasses back on. What are you doing? No. Put them back on. I demand them back on. He took off his glasses, placing them on the table before unbuttoning his shirt. Put the fucking glasses back on. He kissed my neck and whispered to me, look at me, just like that, as he's moaning and kissing us. I can't, guys. I'm gonna lose my shit. His tongue slid against mine. His hand trailed beneath my clothes and my breath hitched. I'm gonna fall over. Not enough, huh? Next. Oh my god, they're really going for it. I grabbed his wrist to stop him, but heat pooled in my lower body. Unable to stop myself, I told him what I wanted. You really know how to rile me up. I mean... Same, sir. I'm not stopping, even if you cry. I mean, I hope you're not gonna make me cry unless... Cry out your name is different than actually, like, cry. You know what I mean? Sir, I know you're better than that. I nodded enthusiastically. He kissed me deeply, and my mind went blank. I love you. Spacey, give yourself to me. Sweet Jesus, I wish. As I grew hotter and hotter, I was only conscious of Kabase's body. Don't call him that now. All that remained was a burning desire to stay with him forever. You could have called him Yoji at that point, I think. I feel like that would have, you know. I mean, we've had sex with the man before. This is not the first time. But, like, the next day we had a meeting at the company. We're still going. And the presentation for the competition went off without a hitch, thanks to everyone's hard work. Please accept my Wow, I can't read. I can't read because I'm still... You can't have a normal scene after that. I need a break. Spacey needs a nap. And, like, water. I need a cold shower. Please accept my sincerest apologies for leaving everything up to you all. He's bringing this up now. We already had the rap party. But just because the presentation is over doesn't mean we can take it easy. We still have a lot of work to do. We must continue doing our best to revive the app regardless of the results of the competition. We know. But hearing him say it like that, he doesn't sound like we'll have even a minute to rest. I did not have a minute to rest last night. Frankly, I'm just glad to be able to focus on my own work again. And the updates that have already been implemented seem to be doing well with users. Yeah. In that case, we'll have to decide which columns to keep and which to cut. Right. Haha, you forgot we had to do that, didn't you? No, I already have a plan written up. Santame, your new projects haven't made much headway. Let's see some progress there. Yeah, I know. I'm on it. Oh, I love Salad Cat Face. Well, it's about time I head to Tempesty. Are you trying to escape? I'm trying to do my job. I'm gonna need some extra help. Is it alright if I borrow Amasawa? Okay. Be sure to tell everyone over there I said hello. Alright, shall we? Come on, get your things. Hurry up. She's like, girl talk, did you bang that man? Have you fucked that man? Tell me how good in bed he is. So, how's it going? What's the deal with you and the director? Are you dating or what? I mean, I hope so. I've fucked the man quite a few times. Kamase and I hadn't decided what to tell the others, so I just told Oe that we had a good relationship. Sure, got it. Spacey, your face tells me everything I need to know. I look forward to hearing more about it some other time. Seeing Oe smile like that, I realized she must have been worried about us, which was why she asked me to come along today. I felt truly blessed to be surrounded by such good friends. Here we go. Then, about a month passed. Satame continued his work on launching new projects, all of which were well received. Monato's efforts to rebalance which columns remained in the app were applauded inside and outside the company. Our collaboration with Tempesty, which began in earnest after the competition, helped the company attract a whole new demographic. We won the competition. After that, we worked on proposed projects that our team came up with. With Satame and Yofi's work reaching a natural conclusion, the two went to work with director Kabase. I was placed in charge of the design department, and Oe and Minato were tasked with running the in-house operations. Actually, there was another thing I should mention about the future of Astarcy. We did it! And it's all thanks to everyone's hard work
and dedication.
Minato quickly offered a handkerchief to the tearful Oe. Here, don't get my computer wet. Come on, Ko, you should be happier about this. I am happy. I'll even busier now. Now that we've been approved to keep going, we've got to maintain... No, we've got to improve the app. Well, that won't be a problem for us, right? We can accomplish anything when we work together as a team. That was so cheesy. How could you say that with such a straight face?
Plus, since the renewal's been so well received, I'm sure we'll end up hiring new people, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? I was talking about our teamwork. You know, the 5 of us. If it means less work for me, I'm all for it.
What do you think, Director?
Yes, I suppose. A while later, as Starcy continued development, in the end the content from the competition was added too. Our app, which was once considered a liability, quickly became one of the most successful apps in and outside of Astario. The final stages of development and the first few weeks of service were incredibly busy, but also very fulfilling. During that time I couldn't see much of the director privately, but as they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. With things settling into a more balanced schedule, I started spending more weekends at the director's house. And she keeps calling him the director. It was Friday, and I made my way to his house as usual. I feel like this one has had like 7 endpoints. I'm not complaining because I love this man, but like I'm glad we didn't continue the last part because I was like, oh, if it goes like 10, 20, because I feel like it would have been a natural wrap. But then we had a wrap up, and then we had the wrap up, and then we just keep wrapping things up. Like this is one of those ones where you're like, I feel like we've ended this like about 7 times. And you're like, oh no, it's still going. Oh no, okay, okay. Or we might not get the end in this part, for God's sakes. This should be like the end because we had the little like, Astarcy is doing awesome, and now this should be our date thing. But like, I thought for sure getting fucked on his couch was going to be we just keep going. I don't know. Anyway, but Kamase didn't accompany me that day. He had a meeting with upper management, and it would be a long one. It might be a bit longer. Go ahead and have dinner if you haven't already. Got it. It's the only sticker she sends him. The day she sends anything else, he's going to think someone kidnapped her. The clock revealed that it was nearly 10 p.m. I ate dinner and waited for him to return home. I thought we were going to go on our date weekend. But maybe... Oh, well, we must have fallen asleep. Seriously. Defenseless as always. You're awake. Oh, yeah, it's just past midnight. Sorry I'm late. Defenseless as always. I was sleeping. Most people are defenseless when they sleep. I couldn't believe it took him so long to get home. His eyes looked bloodshot, and he blinked heavily. I was concerned about how exhausted he's looked recently. I didn't know if there was anything I could do to help him, but I encouraged him to tell me if something was wrong. Get in bed and let me hold you. No, it's nothing. Sorry for worrying you. Don't panic. They're not shutting down Astarcy or anything like that. Listen, I have something to tell you, but I don't want you to mention it to the others yet. Actually, it's more of a question. If I wanted to leave the company and try to start something on my own, what would you say? I couldn't believe my ears. At first I thought he was joking, but his expression didn't waver. I took a moment to think. Didn't Minato do the same thing? So, like, fair enough. And then it probably won't be weird if I'm dating the boss, if the boss is the guy who owns the company and I'm his wife. You know what I mean? I told him that if that's what he wanted to do, I'd support it. And I asked if I could follow him. I wanted to be with him, not just romantically, but professionally, too. Thanks. I figured you'd say that, but I was still a little nervous. My question was more of a test. Sorry. I asked him for a proper explanation of what was going on. The thing is... The updated version of Astarcy exceeded management's wildest expectations. Unlike Astario's other applications, the collaborations we'd done with other companies had the highest numbers. As a company, the managers wanted to keep Astarcy's current momentum alive. But they knew that being tied to Astario came with certain limitations. So they decided to create a subsidiary, wow, that could move more freely and attract more sponsors. Okay, all right. And to tell the truth, it's a very logical idea. But if a Starcy becomes a subsidiary, someone will need to run it. That's you. Oh, and the president trusts you. Aw, that's adorable. We love Suburban Dad. Which is why they asked me if I'd be willing to take over the newly formed company as president. I mean, do it! Oh my god, can I be your secretary? Your secretary? I mean, no, your secretary. I said it right the first time. I have to go take his dictations. I could go on for a year. I'm not gonna. It was truly fantastic news. He was being recognized for all his hard work, and I couldn't have been happier. But why was he agonizing over the decision? Do you know why I told you about this? It's because I see a future with you. I fucking hope so. I mean, if I were a regular employee and a Starcy failed, I'd just get reassigned to a different department, but that wouldn't be the case if a Starcy shut down. If a Starcy fails, the company fails. I'm sure employees could find work at Astario, but if I were the president, I'd have to take responsibility for its failing. What? That's not how it works. The president runs the company into the ground, they're still a billionaire, everybody else gets fucked. Well, that's just silly. The captain goes down with the ship? Not in America, you should come here. You just make billions and fuck over everybody else, and you make 10 companies bankrupt, and then everybody applauds you for being a fucking genius for some fucking reason. I'm just saying. You know. It's way more logical the way this works here. If the company fails, it's because you failed as the president in your job. You are the one who's leading all of the little peons below you who are leading the peons below them and the peons below them all the way to the bottom. But somehow it's always the people on the bottom's fault that you are a failure and don't know how to lead. You know. It's really... Anyway. And I wouldn't be able to take care of you. I would hate doing that to you. You could find another job somewhere else. Yoji was pushing himself hard. She just called him his first name finally. Not just for the sake of work, but for our future too. My chest burned with joy, and I was overwhelmed with desire to hug him. He won't fail me, I know he won't. But I held myself back. It wasn't like Yoji to act so vulnerable. Besides, I didn't want him to feel like he needed to take care of me. We were a team, and that's sweet and true. I told him that if anything happened, I'd be there to support him. You're always so enthusiastic, but I suppose you're right. You've always been more proactive than I would expect. He began hesitating as he spoke. I remember meeting President Imura at my first job with the company. I was still new, but he told me to consider starting my own business. I turned him down, but I was so moved by the fact that he said that to me, even though he knew my past. He's worked so hard for Astario and Astarcy, and now he believes in me enough to let me take over Astarcy. I knew there'd be many obstacles in starting a business, some of which we couldn't even imagine yet. But I told him it wasn't like him to be so hesitant about it. He was Yoji Kobase. He could do better than that. I love our cheerleading for our marshmallow. Oh, I can do better than that, huh? I guess I'm rubbing off on you. Well, you could be, but you're talking. Never mind. Never gonna not be dirty. Thanks. I'm glad I talked to you about it. I think it's critical for us to talk things through together. Spacey, let's do our best. Together. Oh dear God, it's still going! You know what? I don't know if we're getting the end. At this point. Maybe. But you know what? I'm going to stop it here. And if, again, like I said in the last part, if the next one's like 5 minutes, we'll put it together. If it's at least 20 minutes, then fine, it is what it is. But like, I don't... I feel like we always have like the little happy wrap up, but I feel like there's just a longer wrap up. I'm not complaining because I love this man, so the more I get to romance him, the better. But it still just feels like we're still. Are we really, really okay? I think it's because the main huge plot thing kind of wrapped up so early in this chapter that all the rest of it is like, wait, what? So it feels a little like instead of a here's the main climax and then here you go wrap it up and tie it in a bow, it's like a we're going on a nice long fucking slide down to the end and it just but anyway, we'll see what happens and you won't even know if it's only 5 minutes. You will, because I'll be like, never mind, I edited them together. I like to tell you things. I could keep it secret and you'd never know, but I like to be honest with you to a fault. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.